Floating boat docks are great to fish. What's your choice of a bait for floating boat docks? Good morning, guys and girls. October 23rd. October 23rd. We're finally getting some cool weather coming in. James 3:13. This is the book of James. This is written after me. Oh, James, of course, was the brother of Jesus, and I've told you the story before when I tried to get my driver's license changed from James to Jimmy, because everything that I've got's got Jimmy on it. It's been Jimmy for all these years, but my driver's license says James. And when I called the Oklahoma License Bureau up there in Oklahoma City to try to get that changed to Jimmy from James on my official driver's license, the lady said, well, you can't just change your name because you want it changed on your driver's license. And I said, well, I see people changing it, like Cassius Clay changed his to Muhammad Ali, and Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, I see athletes do it. I'm an athlete. I'm a fisherman. And she said, Jimmy, they changed it for religious reasons. And I said, well, can I change it for religious reasons? She said, sure, you can. And I said, well, good. I said, I'm a Southern Baptist. I want to change it from James to Jimmy. And she said, well, Jimmy? She said, in the Bible, it's the book of James. It's not the book of Jimmy. So I still don't have it changed. Okay, that's a silly story. James 3:13. Are there those among you who are truly wise and understanding? Okay, y'all listen to what I just said. Are there those among you who are truly wise and understanding? That's another James that said that, not me. Then they should show it. If you're truly wise and understanding, you should show it by living right and doing good things with a gentleness that comes from wisdom. Boy, that's a mouthful right there. That's a lot. If you are truly wise and understanding, you got to show it by living right, doing good things with gentleness. And that gentleness comes from wisdom. As bass get bigger and older, they do indeed get wiser and more difficult to catch. One of their tricks is to feed mainly at night. One of their tricks is to spend most of their time about 10 foot deep, a depth that a lot of fishermen simply don't fish. Back in the springtime, we've talked about this on various occasions. We spent a lot of time, my buddy Josh Jones and me, trying to catch. Josh spent like every day in January, February, and March. I went a few times with him trying to catch giant bass, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-pound bass. We was actually trying to catch them bigger than 12 pounds, but 12.2 is the biggest that he caught. We did catch an 11.78 here at Arbuckle, right here close by the house. But we were trying to catch these huge bass. We really thought we might be able to even catch a state record. That's one of the things we tried to do. We're going to try to do it again this year, January, February, and March also. But we were seeing these big bass on that Garmin live stove, and we learned so much about them. We learned that they're constantly moving. We did learn that they were a lot of times around that 10-foot range, which we already knew that from tagging fish, putting electronics on them years ago with my buddy John Hope. But they moved a lot. They were constantly moving, and there are more difficult fish to catch. They are more difficult fish to catch. They're easily spooked, and they run from a lot of lures. There was a lot of lures that we normally catch big bass on that they would run from it. We'd throw it out there, and they would take off and run the other direction. But anyway, they're difficult to catch. They become wiser by getting older. In life, we are supposed to get more wisdom and understanding as we get older. What do we do with these gifts that God gives us? God says that we show these gifts by the way that we live. We show wisdom, we show understanding by the way that we live. We do good for those around us, and we must indeed mellow with age. I forget, Chris has said that. I'm mellowing with age. I'm a hard-charging guy, really, a hard-charging guy. I go 100 miles an hour all the time. But I do want wisdom. I do want understanding. If God grants these requests, I got to realize that along with wisdom and understanding comes some pretty big responsibilities, especially in living right. You folks out there that are a little older, that are gaining that wisdom and understanding, this is how you show the world. This is how you show God that you've got wisdom and understanding. By living right and doing good things for others with a gentleness that comes from wisdom. Okay, here's our tip for this week. Swim a jig around boats in floating docks, even in deep water. Swim a jig. A swim bait works really good. A spinner bait works good. A topwater bait works good. But swimming a jig underneath those docks, because we can control the depth so easily, swimming a jig. Swimming a jig underneath boat docks, floating boat docks, even if they're in really deep water, really, really pays off. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I love you.